You know, I've heard of Dr. Dolittle, but that was Dr. Do Bugger All.
Mr. Comet, you're seeing things. You need to go lie down somewhere and sleep. You look like you haven't slept since December.
Ha! Load of crap. I think I would know if I was going crazy, thanks very much. Gah! Ugh. Not going crazy. Oh, sorry about that. Didn't see you there. Good evening, everypony, and welcome back to Horror Month. Yes. Can we keep this ball moving quickly, thank you? Sorry if I seem a bit snappy today. I'm not feeling 100%. I keep getting weird flashes in my head, and... God! It's kinda difficult to be excited about Darkfix when you've got a splitting headache. But today, I guess I do have a good reason to be excited. So, quick question to all of you at home. How many of you have heard of Penstroke? All of you? Great, this makes my job a lot easier. Today, we're looking at Penstroke's dark alternate universe story, Into the Depths. The basic plot is that Princess Luna and the not-quite-yet-a-pony princess at this point in time, Twilight Sparkle, go missing. Celestia figures out that the two of them went to the old castle in the Everfree Forest, and along with a platoon of guards, she goes out to get her sister and student back. On the surface, the plot is incredibly simple, but there's a lot beneath just the plot that makes the story work. Undeniably, the best thing about it is its OCs. Oh, Mr. Penstroke, thank you so much for these OCs. There's a clear understanding in this story that in order to be engaged with an original character if they're in the middle of a dangerous situation, you have to care about them, and this is something that's very apparent in Into the Depths. All of these guards have distinct personalities, and it's very easy to tell which guard is which without looking at the name. One's a joker, one's very cautious, one's a real hard, typical soldier, and the other is very protective of Celestia. All of them are likable, and you soon find yourself hoping that they'll all make it out okay. And... spoiler alert, I guess, some of these characters do die, and when they do, you feel legitimately bad for them since you've gotten to know them so well over the course of their adventure. But then you feel better when some of them make it out alive, so there's this huge weight lifted off your shoulders since now you know that at least some of them are in the clear. It's kind of like The Walking Dead. You get so attached to these characters that when they end up in a situation where it looks like one of them is going to die, you're right on the edge of your seat praying for them to make it out alive. Apart from the OCs, Celestia is perfectly in character. She's still the benevolent ruler she always was, and her natural sisterly and motherly instincts show while she's doing whatever it takes to get Luna and Twilight back, but she also cares for her guards and doesn't want to see them hurt either. From what I've heard, good characters are a common trend with Penstroke, and this one certainly doesn't disappoint with its own cast. Plenty of no notice, Emerald. You're not going mad. Just keep going. Anyways, Into the Depths also has excellent build-up to its ending as well. Think Negeb, only instead of having the monster chase you in your dreams, it silently pursues you everywhere you go. Throughout the story, it appears as though the castle catacombs are playing mind games with the guards and Celestia. Time passes in strange ways, bodies rot like they've been left for days on end when only hours have passed by, and corridors stretch on forever. Halfway through, I started questioning whether something magical was following them, or if they were just going insane. But then again, if all of them can see crossbow heads that are flying out of the shadows, which are used to destroy light sources and kill several ponies, that theory is kind of out. But we also see how the mind-warping darkness affects the guards' ponies. One of them, a mare called Fortress, practically has her mind crushed by what's going on around her. And it's actually quite difficult to read about what happens to her and what she has to do to survive. There's also very heavy hints of demons, dark magic, and a small mention of the devil, which all eventually fit together in the story's climax. And it is one hell of a climax. The whole thing ends up feeling very rewarding after you're done reading it. Moving on. I don't think I've said this with any other fic that I've talked about, but I like the action in this story. Whenever there's fast-paced action going on, I was always excited, and the way it's written makes the scene very vivid and intense. It's a great example of how you don't have to see action in order to get a thrill. The last thing I want to talk about is the ending, which personally I'm kind of mixed on. On the one hand, the ending is a great cliffhanger and gives you a great sense of dread for what could happen down the line. On the other hand, the ending does boil down to the story sequel baiting itself, which does kind of annoy me a little. Now, with that said, I do like this story, and a small part of me doesn't really mind the sequel baiting. And hell, if the sequel is as enjoyable to read as this story is, I'll have no quarrel. I just think it's better if you don't blatantly say that you're going to make a franchise out of your work. You can have there be a possibility for there to be a sequel, but just leaving your story on a cliffhanger could invoke exasperated moans from people, since now we have to wait to find out what happens next. But regardless of whether I like the ending or not, I still like the story itself. It's got great characters, good build-up and atmosphere, and a thrilling climax. It's an all-around good story. If you're new to Penstroke's work, like myself, it's a good fic to start on. Okay. No. I'm done. This is really starting to irritate me. I know you're in here somewhere. I know you're waiting for me to lose the plot so you can just swoop in and finish me off. Well, I'm done. So how about you get your ugly mug out here and we finish this once and for...